Have you ever felt like, man, I just don't measure up? I don't measure up for this job, this relationship. I don't measure up in my own eyes with respect to what I'm called to do. I just simply feeling a little less than what I should be or feel about myself. This morning, I am enough. Let's put that in the chat area right now. I am enough. That's what we're going to talk about this morning. I am enough. And got a word that I've got to impart in you on this morning. What a wonderful morning it is. A little fall chill in the air here in the St. Louis metropolitan area in the shadow of the arch. I'm on the east side of the arch in O'Fallon, Illinois. Welcome to Morning Manna. Hey, Manna fam. Good to see you, Jill, Gloria, Tony. How are you all on this morning? Joelle, Sharon, how are you all on this morning? Hey, look, I need you to share it right now. Don't wait until the end. Share this right now because I really need to get this word into you, and we've got to expand our territory as the Morning Manna family. Good morning, Betty. How are you? Grand morning to you. Grand morning to you, Alton. How are you on this morning? Valerie, how are you on this morning? Need you to share right now because we need to expand what God is doing in the kingdom through us, that you might welcome others into our Manna fam. And glad that your wife, praying for your wife, Jill. I'm praying for her that she has a healthy child next month, and the labor goes short and brief, and there's not too much labor going on, but healthy child, healthy mama. That's what the Manna fam is praying for all the way in Pakistan. Good morning, Kelly. How are you on this morning, Diane? How are you on this morning? Hey, let's get with this. Let's get with this. Let's say it. If you were in church right now, I would say to you, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I am enough. I am enough. Put it in the chat area right now. I am enough. The text to talk, the takeaway, 5 minutes or less. Let's get with it. Here's the text, John 3:16. You know it well. I need you to hear it again for the very first time, like you've never heard it before. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. I am enough. Here's what the Lord has said with respect to me. 3 things I want to share concerning that text. The first thing that I want you to grab a hold of is this. When I wasn't enough, he died for me. When I wasn't enough, he died for me. Romans 5:8 says, when we were yet sinners, when we were yet in a place of unacceptedness, when I wasn't even close to being righteous, hadn't even made a decision to be righteous or have faith in him, he died for me. When I wasn't enough, he died for me. Here's the second thing I want you to grab here. When I make a mistake, he forgave me. When I make mistake, I don't know anybody that will not make a mistake. 1 John 1:9 says this. 1 John 1:9 says this. Confess your sins, and he is faithful and just to forgive us of our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. In other words, I am going to make mistakes. There are people who will not forgive you, will constantly remind you of what you have done, will never let you live it down. But I thank God that when I was a sinner, he died for me. When I made a mistake, he forgave me. And here's the third thing. When I turned my back on him, his goodness and mercy chased me down. Psalms 23 says this, for goodness and mercy will follow me, chase after me all the days of my life. When I turn my back on him, come here, and just grab a hold of this word. He said this, I'm going to chase you down. I'm not going to let you go. So there are times when we go through life and it just seems like, man, am I going to measure up in this relationship? Is someone's going to accept me for who I am? Am I going to be enough on this job? Am I going to be enough in this marriage? Am I going to be enough at the church that I attend? God says this: I love you irregardless of what you do. For nothing can separate you from the love of God. So when that feeling comes, very human feeling comes upon you, when you're wondering, are you going to cut it? Just remember this. Here's your takeaway this morning. I might not be enough for some, but I was enough for God to die for. I might not be enough for some, but I was enough for the Lord to die for. The Lord be with you, his face shine upon you, and give you peace. And the next time somebody roll up on you and question and see and talk about whether you measure up, tell them, with God, I was more than enough. Bless you. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself.